Hello again, everybody. It's TJ, the Stereo-Bargainphile, and I'm pumped up again today to bring you all a Tell It Like It Is in-depth review of the Polk Audio LSIM 703 bookshelf speakers. First, I want to go over the specs real quick and the size dimensions. The speakers are rated at 8 ohms. They have a sensitivity of 88 dB. The power rating is from 20 watts to 200 watts. The crossover is at 2800 hertz for the mid-cone and the tweeter, and 300 hertz for the woofer. Now the size of these speakers are 17 inches tall by 15 inches deep and 9 inches wide across in the front. And I want to go ahead and show you all something real quick. What Polk Audio did, they put a little curve to their speaker to help with them standing waves inside. And this speaker box actually has a speaker box built into a speaker box. There is a divider inside this speaker box. A lot of people would think it would be divided up, you know, going acrossways, but it's not. 6 inches back from 15 inches deep, it's divided with a piece of board. It's got a lot of installation inside. Even the mid-range driver itself, which is 3 1/4 of an inch, itself has its own little tube that runs from the back of it all the way back to about 2 inches from the back. And then it has a lot of dampening material in there to soak up that mid-range. Now, the ring radiator tweeter, which is a 1-inch ring radiator tweeter, getting stumbled up, sorry about that. It's capped off in the back. And then down for the woofer, as you can see right here, the woofer, it's got that divider and it has to go all the way up before it can start to come out, the base, which is a really thick wood MDF board, has real cherry veneers on the outside with a piano finish in the front. That's the one I got. They also got the midnight mahogany. The woofer is 6 1/2 inches again. You got a 1-inch ring radiator. The mid cone is 3 1/4 inch, and the woofer and the mid cone are made out of Polk Audio. What they came out with in 2012 was their Supercell aerated polypropylene woofer. It was a lighter material that was a lot stronger than their previous model LSI series. But anyways, I want to go ahead and get to the back of the speaker real quick. As you'll see back here on the back, we have Polk Audio's bass power port. And what this bass power port helps to do, Polk Audio's been using this for generations. What this helps to do is break out, break up, not break out, break up bass turbulence coming out of the back. Because you got a bass hole here in the back anyways. And that's what that does, is just breaks it up and it evens it out. And it helps maintain that good bass, even at low to mid volumes, instead of losing it. A lot of times when you lose, you tend to turn your amplifier up a little bit more to bring that back, and this really helps not to have to do that. And then you'll see here on the back, we have 4 5-way binding posts that are gold plated. And they have really nice jumper cables on them, really thick. Most of the time you don't get a high-end jumper cable like this. I mean, this is an audiophile quality setup right here. But anyways, normally you'll get a little brass cheap jumper like this. But anyways, I want to go ahead and get to what I call the sound review by my ear opinion. And these speakers, I almost forgot, are at 30 pounds a piece. That's right, 30 pounds a piece. By my measurements, it's about 1.5 inches thick of MDF board. And it's got a really nice front baffle on it. But anyways, I want to go ahead and get to my sound signature and my ear opinion. These bookshelf speakers sounds like a full range tower speakers to me. The ring radiator tweeter has a crisp details without any ringing or decay, not forward sounding, but smoothly laid back. The background noise is very dark, bringing out those details even more and being less fatiguing. The mid-range is very accurate and fast, and with the tweeter, the instrument separation is very good. But It is just a tad bit on the warm side of neutral. But anyways, the vocals are the star of the show for me. The vocals sound amazing to me. And the woofer down at the bottom has a very strong mid bass that keeps up very well until you get to very extremely loud volumes. Then it struggles just a little bit to keep up. But then I got to remind myself, well, this is a 6.5 inch woofer. But it's got amazing bass, amazing build quality. The construction, the bracing inside, the divider 6 inches in. You got even the wire inside has installation around it. I'm getting ready to show you all the woofer just here in just 1 second. But overall, these speakers sound very accurate and smoothly laid back. They do sound a little on the warm side of neutral. I'm saying that once again, but in my opinion, that sound really helps with that, very top end details. But all the 7 different amplifiers of mine that I was using to test out these speakers, I was surprised to see that my amplifiers that were a little bit more on the bright side of neutral tended to sound best with them. I mean, for the first time, my big monster dual mono rich warm sounding amp didn't sound the best on a set of speakers I went to review. So just really keep that in mind. Now, before I show you all the mid-woofer, I want to go ahead and give my conclusion, and we'll end with that. This is my conclusion. These speakers normally sell for $1,500 US since 2012. But here lately, I have seen them at half-price sales. And every once in a while, Adorama.com has had them down under $500 US. And that's a freaky deal. I mean, a freakish deal. But anyways, I mean, that's a steal. You basically stealing these speakers if you get them under 500 bucks. These speakers came out in 2012 again, but even by today's standards in 2019, they give speakers priced, at $1,000 to $1,500 a run for their money. And the build quality is on par with speakers over $2,000 that I have seen. And I highly recommend these speakers. If you can get them under $700 US, I think it's a great deal. They have amazing vocals, great instrument separation. Woofer has strong, accurate mid-range bass. Even the lower mid-range drops down to about 40 hertz for me. They have a full sound like a tower speaker. If you tilt the speakers in a little bit off axis, the center imaging and sound stage comes more apparent, and you can listen to these speakers for hours without having fatiguing ears. Because like I said before, overall, these are a smoothly laid back, detailed sounding speaker. So let's go ahead. That's the end of the conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and show you all this woofer. You may not be able to see it real well, but you'll see somewhat of the quality that went into these speakers. There's a lot of bracing in these speakers. Even the wires inside of the speakers have installation on them. It's full of installation. But anyways, here's the mid woofer. I wanted you all to see this. I told you it would be an in-depth review. It is built very, very, very well. And it is heavy. And on the bottom, it just says Polk Audio here on the bottom. But a very nice aluminum casing. That helps with sound quality. And if you note, right here on the voice coil, let's see if I can get that in. See those 2 little holes right there on the voice coil? That helps keep that cool so you can really drive these speakers. That is a really nice high-end speaker. And again, if you can get them under 700 bucks, I highly recommend them. Until next time, this is TJ, the Stereo-Bargainphile. Oh, before I forget, oh my goodness, the speaker grills that came with these speakers are of very high quality. When I put these on, I can barely tell that they're on. And I have some serious trained ears. But anyways, they have 6 magnets inside. They hold on very strong. They have a felt inside of here. Look at lights making. Well, here's your you know, 6 magnets. They have a felt inside to keep from scratching your piano finish. Here you go. You can see how strong they stay on, but when I have them on, I can barely tell the difference. And one last thing before I forget, before somebody says something in the comments, when I do this knuckle test, you're going to be like, what? There's no, you know, ringing, vibrations, echoing, and nothing. Watch this, y'all. Let's get to this knuckle test. Yes, those are built very well, very built bookshelf speakers. And again, if you can get them on under $700, I jump all over them. And one last thing I want to do, I want to give a shout out to John Darko. That's right, or I call him John the Audio Science Darko. John Darko is another reviewer that I highly recommend. He's very intelligent. He's actually helped me a lot from watching his video uploads on his YouTube channel. He's helped me to get up to date from stuff. Very knowledgeable guy. Highly recommend him. Until next time, this is TJ, the Stereo-Bargainphile.